The proctor you started moving my mouse and I was like, oh, what are you doing? I prepared myself quite hard. I studied a lot, at least 8 hours, 9 hours every day. I was quite happy because it was like such a rewarding experience after a lot of work.
Hi guys, welcome back to TOEFL with Juva. Today I talk to David. David just took the TOEFL Home Edition and he's going to talk about his experience today. Hi David, how are you doing?
Hi, Juva. I'm doing well. And you? Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. David, thank you so much for being here today. Many people wonder what taking the TOEFL Home Edition is like and how they can prepare for the TOEFL. So it's really amazing that you want to talk about that. David, first tell us a bit about yourself. What are you doing and where are you from?
Okay, Juva. I am from Costa Rica. I live in a small town located near to San Jose. And right now I am preparing different applications to different master's degree programs. And yes, that's what I'm doing. And of course, I'm learning English too, right?
Okay, and that's why you took the TOEFL, right? Because you want to apply to universities.
Yes, that's the main reason why I took the TOEFL. However, it is a good way to learn English. I mean, you can learn even more English studying for the TOEFL, and at the same time, you can satisfy the required for a particular university, right?
So there are two advantages, satisfying the requirements for the university and improving your English. I mean, that's
Exactly.
amazing. Cool.
Yes.
David, you took the TOEFL Home Edition, right? What was your experience like?
My experience was a good one. However, I faced different issues. For example, while I was doing writing of course, my writing part, the proctor you started moving my mouse, and I was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" So yes, I lost valuable time, specifically like 2 minutes. It was quite a lot for me because it was like an important time that I would have had in order to review or to edit my writing, right? So it was a quite disappointed that situation. However, that was the only issue I faced.
What was the interaction with the proctor like? How did you interact with your proctor?
Okay, the interaction was like a standard interaction with proctors. You cannot see the proctor, however, he's able to see you the whole time. And it was quite a kind person because when I faced the problem with the camera, and that was the reason why the proctor started using my mouse, the proctor repaired the problem, started turn on the camera again, and then he or she allows me to finish my writing part, right? It would be quite disappointed if he would have canceled my exam, right?
Certainly, certainly. So were you also able to talk to your proctor?
At the beginning of the exam, I was able to talk with him. However, after we started the first section, I was just able to write a message on the chat box to him, right?
Okay, there is this new rule, David, that people are only allowed to use one whiteboard or one transparency sheet in the home edition. So my question is, what did you use? Did you use a whiteboard or a transparency sheet? And how did you erase your notes?
Okay, I use a transparency sheet with a marker. And however, guys, it's so important to get used to erase your transparency sheet. And that's why you should try to practice with a transparency sheet before taking the exam, because it is possible to have a bad experience if you don't practice before, right? So that's an important advice.
Yeah, definitely, because in the TOEFL you don't have much time, right? You need to do it very quickly so that you can go on with the next task. So I think, David, this is excellent advice, practicing this before, because like that you put yourself in the situation that you will encounter on test day. And this makes you a lot more confident, I think. You got a really high TOEFL score. You scored above 100 on the TOEFL. How did you prepare to get such a high score?
Okay, I prepared myself quite hard. I studied a lot, at least 8 hours, 9 hours every day. I started from a really basic level in English as a whole, not just for the TOEFL. When I felt that I was able to take the TOEFL, I downloaded the TS software, and I get some books to practice and to get like a real experience about how your TOEFL going to be, because that's a good way to prepare for the TOEFL, right? Practicing is key. Yes.
Definitely, definitely, because like that, you put yourself exactly in the situation that you will find on test day when you practice the mock exams, and then you know, okay, this is what expects me when I will do my TOEFL. So I think that's excellent advice. David, which task on the TOEFL was the easiest for you?
For me, the easiest one was the reading part, because I am like quite used to read papers or books in English, and that helped me a lot, right? Because and I also took an English reading strategies course at the university that helps me to skimming the text, scanning the text, and knowing all of those techniques to approach these kind of tests, right?
What advice would you give to somebody who struggles with reading, who finds it hard to solve the questions in TOEFL reading?
Okay, from my point of view, it is quite important to knowing the kind of questions that you're going to have in the TOEFL reading, and practice them, because once you start practicing all the exams for the TOEFL, then you would know how to approach every question, and then you would install in your brain a procedure to answer them while you are going to be in the exam, right?
David, was there a task on the TOEFL that you found really hard?
I mean, like really, really hard, not, but the most challenging one for me was the writing part. Not just because, I mean, you need to learn a lot of words, you need to be, I mean, you should know a lot of words in order to paraphrase whatever you're going to have in the questions. However, if you study hard and you use templates, then that task would be easy for you, right? To
Mhm.
develop.
Okay. David, how did you feel immediately after you had taken the TOEFL?
Well, I felt quite good, because I was preparing my TOEFL a long time ago, like 4 months, as I explained. And when you finish the exam, and at least I look up for, I watch my reading and my listening scores, and I was quite happy because I got over 25, and yes, on both
Wow,
of them. And I was quite sure that I did a good work in the speaking part and in the writing part. So I was like happy, because I knew that I passed the exam. I got the points. Right.
wow, these are amazing scores. Again, congratulations. That's really cool, David. David, how
Thank you so
long did you
much.
have to wait for your official TOEFL scores?
I waited like 9 days, 9 days, right? The problem was that I took the exam on March 14th. However, it was at the middle of the night here in Costa Rica. So I finished the exam on March 15th. So I
Oh,
didn't know which was the deadline to receive my score. However, I received it like the 24th or 23rd of March.
I guess
Yeah, go
BTS says
ahead.
something between 6 and 10 days. So I guess 9 days is totally normal. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess you were quite happy when you saw your scores, right?
Yes, of course. I was thrilled about the scores, because I got over 100, and yes, I was quite happy, because it was like such a rewarding experience after a lot of work. Oh, thank you so much.
Congratulations again. David, thank you so much for this interview. I wish you all the best for your applications. And of course, I hope that you are having a wonderful time doing your master's.
Thank you so much, Juva. Thank you for your time, for the time you give to people. And yes, you're an amazing person because you help a lot of people. You help me a lot, and I'm quite. Thank you. That's what I can say.
David, thank you so much. I mean, I'm so glad that the videos were helpful to you. That's what the channel is for. And yeah, honestly, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much, David, for this amazing interview and all the best. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, you.